Hello, class. We're about to start the explanation of the written portion of your final exam that must be turned in with Desmos. And I'm going to go through step by step what you need to do in order to successfully send me your exam using Desmos. Now, what you are going to do, you're going to get a link from Desmos and send it to my email. And I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. So when you go to Desmos.com, you may come up with this screen here, which is the initial sign in screen. You can click on Graphing Calculator, and then this should pop up. Now, some of you, when you signed in to Desmos.com, this screen automatically popped up, which is fine. Now, if you're not logged in or have not signed up, you're supposed to go to sign up, and then what you need to do is this here. You could click on the agreements. And if you have a Google account, you will click on sign up with Google. Or if you have an Apple account, you can sign up with Apple so that they will use your information from your Google or Apple account as your sign in for Desmos. If you do not have account with these two entities, or you decide that you don't want to use that information, you could go here to email, and then you could type in the email address you have, put your name, password, and you still have to agree to these agreements here, and then click on create account. Now, once you have created an account, you can log in, and then I did mine with Google, so I click on log in with Google. And then once I log in with Google here, you notice my name will pop up. Okay, so now once you have done this, this is the steps that you go through to do this in Desmos, this final exam written portion in Desmos. First, we need to name this. We'll click here on the untitled graph, and I want you to have your first and last name on here. So what I'm going to title this is my first and last name and final exam with it as well, and press save. Okay, so now this is the first portion. Now you have it named. Now I'm going to do a couple problems from the exam 2 review and also the exam 3 review just to give you an understanding of how you're supposed to do this. So we're going to start here with problem number 11. Now, of course, when you're doing this, you're going to start with problem number 1. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to go add first, and I'm going to do folder. Now, since this is problem number 11, I'm going to put 11. But if this was problem number 1, then I would have put problem number 1. Now, once you type in your number, you'll press enter. Now, this is all going to be in this folder for number 11. So when I go to check your number 11, all I will have to do is click on the folder and I can see all of your steps. Now, number 11 states, for the data points listed below, find the line of best fit in the correlation coefficient. Now, we know the correlation coefficient is your R value. So what we're going to do here, we're going to create a table, and we're going to put all of these values in. Now, you notice we're going by twos here. So we go all the way to 14 for the X values. Now we go to the Y values. We have -5, 10, what's that, -1, 11, 7, -10, and also 6. Okay, now these are all of the values. Now remember, we want everything to remain under the folder for number 11. So what you have to do, you have to click below the last entry you did behind this last column and then press enter. And if you notice, the line extends. So now we need to find which line is best fit. But before we do, I did make one little error here. We need to hit this magnifying glass here so we can see the points. So we already press enter here, and we still have our line extended. So we'll put MX, well, Y1, and then we have to go to the tilde. So we will go to our keypad, the ABC, hit the tilde, mx1 plus b. Now, if you notice here, this gives us our correlation coefficient, and it also will give us an equation. So now, we do not go and click down here on number 4. We press enter, so the line will continue to extend. Now we would do the exponential. So it'll be y1. We will hit the tilde again, and we know it's AB, and then we would do our exponent. It'll be AB to the x1 power. Now, if you notice here, we do not have an R here. So that automatically tells us that the linear equation is the better fit. And then we'll press enter again. And then now we have to type our statement because it says find the line of best fit and the correlation coefficient. So we're going to go to add and we will go to note. So then now we could type out a sentence. We could say the line of best fit is the linear equation and its correlation coefficient is R equals, let's see, the R is equal to 0.009623. Now, if you notice here, I spelled correlation incorrectly. Now, I'm not going to take off a spelling as long as I can recognize what it is. But this is your final answer. Now, you're done with problem number 11. So you will hit this arrow here. And then when you go down here for your next problem, you will click Add Folder. And then we will go to our next problem. Now, the next problem that I would like to do, matter of fact, I want to do one more of these type problems here. And I think I want to do problem 18. So now we would do 18, press enter. Now it says the table below shows the number of women serving in the legislature for selected years. Find both a linear and an exponential model for the data and decide which model is a better fit for the data. Round coefficients to 5 decimal places. Okay, so this is basically giving you the same directions as number 11. So we would still add a table. Now, if you notice here, it's not x1 and y1, it's x3 and y3. So we will have to put in x3 and y3. So we will have 0, 2, oh, it looks like it goes all the way to 14. Okay, so now we come up here and we will put in our y values. So it'll be 18, 20, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, and also 32. Now, we can hit this magnifying glass so that we can see these points a little better. Now remember, we'll go to the next line and click behind it and press enter. So this will still continue on under this folder. So now we will have y1, and then we will have to do our tilde. Actually, it's y3, not y1. And then we will have to do our tilde. And then it'll be mx3 plus b. Now that gave us this information here, and then we'll press enter. And then we'll do y3, the tilde. Now we're going to do the exponential. It'll be AB, and then we would take that to the x3 power. Now, unlike the last situation where we didn't have an r, it automatically went to r squared. We must make sure that if log mode pops up, we have to click on log mode so we could get our R values. Now we're going to compare the R values. We have R equals 0.981, and then down here we have R is equal to 0.9393. So the correlation coefficient here is higher, so that means the exponential is the better one. So we'll press enter, we'll go to add, and then note. Now, it says, now, it just tells us to find both a linear and exponential model, and it doesn't tell, it tells us to decide which model is a better fit. So when it says round coefficients to 5 decimal places, they're talking about the correlation coefficient. But if you notice here, the correlation coefficient only goes to 4 decimal places. So that's what you were right about. So we would say that the exponential model is the line of best fit because the correlation coefficient is better and the correlation coefficient is, and we will put down R is equal to 0.9393. And we're done with this problem. Okay, now I want to go to exam 3, and I want to do the monthly payment, which I think would be a good problem to add. So we'll click down to the next line. We'll add a folder. And it turns out that this problem is problem 29. And we'll press enter. Now it says the Trissel family agreed on a price of $229,200 for a home. Their company credit union offers a 5.3% 20-year loan with 15% down, resulting in a monthly payment of $1318.23. Find the down payment amount and the total amount they'll pay for the house. Now this turns out to be very good because they want us to find out how much is the down payment. So we'll take the $229,200 and then multiply that by 0.15. Now that gives us the down payment. We'll press enter. And then they want us to find out what is the total amount they'll pay for the house. So we would take this $34,380 plus the monthly payment. It's a 20-year loan, so we'll take the monthly payment, which is $1,318.23, and we'll multiply it by how many months are in 20 years, which is 240. And this is the total amount they'll pay for the house. So you'll press enter, and then you will write out a statement here. The note, you would say the down payment is, then you add a dollar, is $34,380, and the total cost of the house is $350,000. Now, if you want to add in a comma, you can. You don't have to. $350,755, and it'll be 20 cents. And then that will be your final answer for this problem 29. Now, I think there's maybe one more problem that I would want to do. Let me go back up here. Now, on your final, you would not go out of order, but I may have to go out of order here in order to get a good problem for us to do for this last problem. Okay, number 19. Number 19. Oh, I didn't add a folder. So we have to add a folder. Then we have number 19. Okay, with number 19, it says a small restaurant was purchased for $456,000 with no down payment and a 6% loan for 10 years. Find the monthly payment. Okay, so what we would have to do in order to find the monthly payment, we know that formula of monthly payment, which you should have written down. You know that it's the principal, which here is 456,000. And then we're going to do division because we know it's a fraction. 456,000 times. Now it's the interest rate, which is 6.6%, which is 0.06. And we know that's divided by 12. That takes care of the numerator. Now the denominator, we will have 1 minus the parenthesis. It'll be 1 plus. And then we will have the rate, which is 0.06 divided by 12. Then we will close that parenthesis. And then we have to take it to the power. So we'll go here to the power of, now we know it's n times t, the number of payments made times the year. So it'll be a negative parenthesis. The n is 12. And then times the amount of years, and it tells us here that it's 10 years. And then this will be your monthly payment. So after you do this, you'll press enter to go down here, and then you will do a note. You will say the monthly payment is, it'll be $5,062.53 when you round it. And you are done. Now, after you do all of this, what you would do next is this here. You will press save because you want to save it. And then you will go here to share graph. You will click here and then you will copy this link. Now, after you copy the link, you will send that link to my email. You will email that to me. And you all have my email. You will email that to me. And then when I go to my email, I'm going to click on that link, and this is what will come up. It will show me everything that you had here, and then all I have to do is click down, look at all your work, and be able to grade your final exam. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, but this is basically it, and we're done.